All right, this just arrived in the mail yesterday, and I want to get it out and try it and see how it works. What do we have? Well, it's a Yihua, however that's pronounced, 946D. The box arrived in pretty bad shape. I've cut the mailing labels and all that off. Let's get it out and take a look. We've got some clamps. All right. Separating line. I think this is used to separate the glass from a cell phone. Again, tools for that, I believe. Power cord. All right. And the instruction manual. Got some foam. It seems like it's fairly well packed, and it's in a bag to keep it clean. Yep. Pretty well packed up. Where's the front? Oh, here's the front. Oh. Well, a little hard to see, but this is not great. Is this used? Doesn't really look like it's used. It's not dinged up. Maybe it's just not well made. There's some pretty good scratches in the surface here on the plate. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't want to use this on a nice case on a phone. So, what is this? This is for heating up cell phones, typically to pry the glass loose from the case. So it has a set of these clamps that bolt down onto it, hold it nice and flat, and then you crank up the temperature to not too high for a phone. Now what I was going to do is use this for circuit boards and clamp the board down on it, heat it to 180 and then maybe 230 or 200 so, and then apply then use hot air on top of the circuit board to get things to reflow nicely. A little easier than reflowing it with just hot air. Some people use a cheap skillet. This actually worked out to be pretty cheap. This is it here. It was I think it was over $200 before, but watching Camel, I ended up finding this. This popped up as price dropped to $79.95, shipped. So I said, great, let's go ahead and get it and try it out. So let's do that. Let's find a power cord. Standard IEC connection on the back. Before I plug that in, let's test the earth ground. Okay, it has a good connection to ground. Let's see if we can get that in shot. Lighting's not too good today. Oh. 0.8 ohms, so good ground connection there. Maybe too good. All right, so let's just plug it in and see if it works. Looks like it reads a little bit warm, at least at low temperatures. And it defaults to, let's see, to set it, press the star. Okay, it's defaulted to 100 degrees. The user interface isn't bad. You press that up, down, press the star to move to the next one, and so on. So it's reasonable. Oh. Not sure. I think I smell something. Maybe I should have taken it apart and checked inside first, but I wanted to make sure it worked before I open it up, just in case something's going on. Well, it climbs pretty slowly. Not sure how long it'll take to get to 230, 270 degrees that I would likely be using this at. Well, it says it's reached temperature. Let's see if it has. Let's put this down in front and give it a bit of a probe. Well, it's a little over, not a lot over, 102 in the general center. Go out a little ways. Temperature has dropped off by about 5 or 6 degrees by there. Yeah, it's okay. It's 12, 13 degrees down as it gets out to within an inch of the edge, so about 3 inches out from center. Dead center is 103, 102, so not bad, but there's something smells. I'm not gonna run this anymore in the lab. I'm gonna take this somewhere safer and run it up to temperature. All right, I've moved out to the garage and fired up the heater again, and let's see how this performs. And I've got the overhead garage door open for plenty of ventilation. Looks like I'm starting to get some smoke here at 168 degrees, getting some smoke out at the kind of off the back edge, it looks like. And I can just see some sort of wisps here at the front coming out of the holes. I don't think the camera is going to pick that up yet. Now, at 215 degrees, we're starting to see some smoke, and it smells pretty bad. I think it's time for the fire extinguisher. Get that thing ready. At about 12 minutes, we've reached the 270 degree. That's my first set point. But I'm going to take this on up to 350 degrees. Kind of seeing some smoke off the back edges as we get past 286 degrees. Yeah, definitely starting to see some. Let's see if I can get a better shot. Here we go. You can see off the right edge, smoke really pouring off. And it's just foul stuff. I don't know quite how to describe it. It's kind of like burning oily paper. I'm sure this is really unhealthy. Probably some nasty plastic. I'm trying to get my hand down there to show it a little bit more clearly, but there we go. Maybe that's hard to give you a good shot of this, but there's a lot of smoke coming off. I'm going to let this cook a little longer and see. Maybe it's just some oil from the manufacturing process, and it'll be gone soon. Well, we're at 20 minutes, and it's still smoking quite a bit. Wow, it's even pouring out of the front now. Just coming out of this thing from all sides, really. Yeah, it really doesn't like running at 350 degrees, which is too bad. That's its rated temperature, and you know, I'm going to be using it up close to 300 degrees probably. I don't know that I'd use it at 350 though. The smoke's kind of died down here at 24, 25 minutes in. Well, no, there's more. There's still plenty of smoke coming off. At the 30-minute mark, still some smoke coming off. I can certainly smell it. And for some reason, the recorder's switched over to a recording on a new file after 30-something minutes. I didn't realize the camcorder would do that. It's a pretty decent Canon Vixia, what is it, a GX30. And still some smoke coming off the back edge. Not as dense as it was, but, you know, at this point we're at 35 minutes or something. And that's just pretty bad. All right, let's take some temperature measurements and see how evenly this heats. Getting 360 in the middle. So at 352, we're 13 degrees over. Out in the outer corners, we're 12, 13 degrees under the setting. So that's pretty big variation. We're talking 25 degrees from center to the usable edge, which is only about a 3-inch distance. So the heating core is clearly really just in the central 2 inches or so. So it's probably some 3-inch diameter heating element. And then it's just radiating out from there. So really a pretty disappointing heating as far as how even it is, or rather uneven. But I suppose it's usable. Yeah, not great. A little disappointed with the heat distribution on this. All right, we're done. This is a piece of junk. Well, we have this smoking pile of crap back on the bench. It's been several hours since then. I actually had to, after this cooled, I moved it out to the deck and let it sit for a couple of hours to air out. I left the garage open for hours to air out. My clothes had to be changed, all that. It was something. I mean, it just smoked out the garage. Even with the two-car garage opened up and air moving through it with a breeze, it's still just, wow, what a piece of junk this is. So for those who didn't catch it, this is the product, the 946 from Amazon. Wow. Can't say enough bad things about the product, and so this seller is going on my do not buy list. Another thing I noticed was that it's a bit more than a little unstable. You wouldn't be able to do any real work on this thing, so you'd have to get those feet leveled out. And what else did I discover? Oh, let's take a quick look at the smoke and what that did to it. The smoke was back here. Most of the smoke came from the back, as you saw, and that's this little area back in here. There's quite a bit. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Zoom in on that a little bit. So a lot of smoke damage right in here. See that it really did something. I don't know if it's the paint itself or if it's something inside came through and discolored that. If it was the paint, I'd have expected a lot more from all the way around, but instead I just see a little bit of smoke damage in other areas, and there was smoke from the front, but it was coming. I was noticing it from the holes in here rather than from the edge. In the back, some smoke seemed to come from the holes. Most of it seemed to be coming from this kind of the center area here, but like right here along this edge. So quite a bit of smoke damage from it. Really disappointed in this thing. So I'm going to get this back to him. By the time this video posts, I will probably already have it shipped off and returned, and that'll be the end of this. But that seller definitely goes on my do not buy. I hope this video helps somebody else avoid making a similar mistake of purchasing a Yihua YH-946D screen separator, or the knockoff that this is of that. But if it's a good price, like $79, it's probably going to be junk, because most of the time I've seen these up for well over $100, typically in the $250 range, I believe, is what I was originally seeing this at. So, hope that was helpful.